Mr. Dickinson, what seems to be wrong with American higher education?
That is a tremendously difficult question. I'm not certain that there is much wrong with American higher education. In fact, my feeling is that many of the problems we're experiencing today we're experiencing because it's getting better. That in fact American higher education is more provocative, more challenging, attracting a larger number of people, doing a better job educating its students, in many ways doing the kinds of things that I think all of us hope that it will do. So I reject the thesis that there's much wrong with higher education.
You think higher education then is definitely trying in accord with some of the problems we are facing over the nation right now? They are definitely trying to improve from what they have been doing before.
Well, I think that the fact that schools, their faculties and students have become involved in many different ways in social service agencies, as consultants, working with the government, as social critics, that higher education has never been really more important to this country. It's never been taken more seriously, which means that any kind of little disturbance is also magnified, but that the universities and the colleges in general have done more and are in the process of preparing to do more for their various publics. I think in the way of consultation and technological advice, the universities constitute the major source of technical and scientific leadership information in this country. The major source of consultation, surely.
We always like to find a scapegoat for our problems, so can we affix the real difficulty for our incidents on college campuses, administrators, students, police? Can we really put this on somebody?
I wouldn't like to assign the blame or the responsibility on anyone. I think we're at a point in time in our history where perhaps we can, for the first time, take seriously certain notions that we've held as constitutional ideals. I think there are some people who are more ready to move in this direction than others, and I feel that the conflicts and if you will, the fights on campus have come about because people have objected to, for one, a war being fought on policy issues primarily rather than a great moral commitment. They have fought against a kind of systematic disenfranchisement of people who are under the age of 21 but who in other ways are called upon to serve and to commit themselves. So they're asking for a way of participating, and they're actually taking ways of participating which enact in the highest tradition, I feel, the spirit of American democracy. I'm not terribly alarmed by what I see happening on campuses.
The incidents at San Francisco State College are hitting the headlines now, and Mr. Hayakawa, the acting president there, is hitting the headlines with his reaction to the actions of the students. Is this what is only the beginning of something to come? Is this what we're seeing now?
Yeah. I think in San Francisco, first of all, to generalize that to say what might happen ultimately in Muncie or at Terre Haute or someplace like that would be a little bit misleading. San Francisco, as I understand it, has a highly polarized political situation in which the black community has really had the heart of American activism, political activist leadership there. Huey Newton and Cleaver both, I think, came out of that area, out of Oakland and the like. And I have a feeling that San Francisco State may be really trapped as an institution in the midst of this battle between black nationalists and sort of an essentially fairly conservative white population, one which has incorporated many changes in employment practices and the like, but which has not been overwhelmingly progressive, certainly as a large metropolitan area. I think the issues on the campus reflect in part also some conflicts in understanding about who runs the institution and what parts of it. For instance, I believe there's a faculty issue about who determines whether a faculty member is qualified to serve on the faculty, and this has to do with the hiring and firing of a Negro instructor who was accused of urging Negroes of bringing guns onto the campus. Then there's also the issue of what the trustees are doing and what power they have, and Governor Regan has gotten into it. It seems the issues are highly clouded, and political futures seem to be riding in part upon the outcomes.